On FBC News tonight, 247 airport workers get pay increase. Lack of manpower blamed for recent spate of prison breakouts. And senior military officer suspended for alleged abuse of office. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate. Close to 250 airports Fiji Limited workers will get a pay rise. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama made the announcement in Nandi this morning. Christopher Chand with the details.
It's an early Christmas present for workers like these terminal attendants. They say they haven't had a pay rise since 1999.
I'm very happy, and it helps me and my family members and our workmates too. And we have been waiting these opportunities for a long time.
This is for my family for benefit because cost of living is very high in our Fiji.
An independent review highlighted that many AFL staff were not being paid fairly. The PM approved a request by the executive management to have these workers' salaries increased across the board.
I've heard about the concerns raised by a few of you, maybe a lot of you, that there's been no pay rise since 1999. And I hope this pay review by Hayes Company will have solved this issue.
Low-income earners can expect an increase from between $1,000 to $7,000, targeting those who are below $15,000.
A major driving force behind this pay rise is to reduce or remove the disparity between the highly paid staffs and those 247 of you who are receiving a pay rise today.
AFL will now fork out $700,000 to accommodate this increase. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Fiji's correction centres lack the manpower that allows them to properly monitor the movement of inmates. This has been blamed for the recent spate of breakouts in correction centres around the country, the latest being 4 inmates who escaped from the Suva Corrections facility last night.
The Suva Corrections Centre has 8 dormitories, each housing an average of about 30 inmates. Last night, there were just 5 officers on duty.
We do not have enough officers. Last night, for instance, there were 5 officers looking after a total of 383 inmates.
On average, last night would have seen each corrections officer looking after around 77 inmates. It's no secret that this is an alarming ratio of inmates to officers. But what's even more alarming is that this ratio has been around for years.
Well, we can't recruit because we don't have the funds to get in more staff. So we are thankful that the green light has been given for us to recruit in the next few weeks or so.
How many people or how many?
We are looking at 105 initially.
Of the 105 recruits to be brought in, more than 50 will be based at the new remand facility, currently under construction just outside Suva. Last night's escape is definitely an eye-opener. Inmates cut through burglar bars to get out, prompting questions like, was it an inside job? How can they cut through burglar bars without any officers hearing them? Or how can they just walk out without being noticed? Officers on duty last night have been questioned as investigations continue. 2 of the escaped inmates remain on the run. Roland Koroy, FBC News.
Meanwhile, 2 of the 3 inmates that escaped from the Nandi police station last week have been recaptured. Police have confirmed that Daniel Thomas and Maleli Vinaka were caught early this afternoon. Nathaniel Mbakata is still on the run. Investigations are underway in Lambasa on the death of a 4-year-old whose body was found floating in a river early this morning. The child was reported missing at the Lambasa police station at 1:30. The body was found by police 2 hours later. The death brings to 60 the number of drownings this year compared to 32 last year. Meanwhile, the number of suicide cases has almost tripled the figures for last year. According to police, males tend to be committing suicide more than women. The figures comes to light after 2 people tried to take their lives in 2 separate incidents yesterday.